Okay, guys. So for the first section, we're going to talk about the suicidal ideation for Presley. What did you guys think based on her answers? Um, she had said that in the last few months, she's had the health concerns, the job loss, the hospital bills, and felt mildly hopeless about the future. Um, she did rate herself a 5 on the severity with those thoughts kind of coming and going when she did identify with thinking it might be better if she wasn't here, but she wasn't very clear. She didn't identify as having a plan. So what do you guys think on that as far as that goes?
Yeah, I felt the same. I think she made mention that she had those feelings, but again, there was no when she was asked, "You wish she was dead?" She didn't really say yes. She definitely didn't have a definite answer on that one. She didn't say yes. She wished she was dead.
Yeah. So with
Yeah,
that, it doesn't seem like that she really like wished or wanted to be dead, but sometimes just those thoughts creep in, like it might be better, if that makes sense.
yeah. I definitely would say she's a no on active suicidal acts or specific plans section, as well as intent. I don't think she had a really solid intent.
Right.
The intensity, she did rate herself a 5. So, I mean, you do have to kind of pause to wonder why a 5. I want to say, just in listening to her feedback, that felt a little more like depression, maybe, not necessarily suicide specific, but just
Mhm.
in feelings of hopelessness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the active suicidal ideation was as present as maybe specified, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. You guys feel like that severity then, if you were to say mild, moderate, severe, how would you guys like to rate her in the first section of the ideation?
I feel like it could be maybe more on a mild side, maybe mild to moderate at times, but mainly just mild. Just with how
Okay.
she's explaining that, like, there's been no plan, she's never self harmed. It's just these occasional thoughts of like, well, this would might be better for me, but yeah, and like you said,
Okay.
it sounds more like depression rather than like suicidal tendencies.
Yeah.
I think it definitely ebbed and flowed, right? There were certain things where I think it went from mild to moderate, depending on what she was talking about and what questions were. It was evident when she talked about health concerns and financial concerns. I think it was more evident just based on her response and body language that that's what was really bothering her, compared to actually like attempting to hurt or kill herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree. And thank you, Maxwell, for bringing up her appearance, her body language, her demeanor and her affect seemed to be still engaging and and warm and receptive. She definitely seemed like she was not her affect wasn't flat or disconnected. She seemed to be very engaged um, and sociable, I guess. So that was one observation that I had as well. Um, so do you guys want to leave her in the mild category just because?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that'd be the best one.
Okay. And the next section is the suicidal behavior. How do you guys feel behavior wise she rated?
I, so it breaks it down to like an actual attempt, interrupted attempt, and aborted attempt. I don't think she had any of those from her comments and responses.
Right. Yeah. She
No.
said that she's never attempted suicide in the past. Yeah, and there's no plan, so it doesn't seem like there's been any attempts or uninterrupted attempts or anything like that.
Yeah, and when asked directly, she denied any attempts at self harm or self injury or anything like that. Even when she has access in the home, it's never been something that she's made an attempt to use.
Hmm.
Um,
So
so
we're at
on that one,
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kimberly.
You're good.
We're at 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Do we want to come up with a plan then?
Yeah.
I would rate her as mild. I don't know that she needs any direct intervention or case plan other than to note that she has some hopelessness and some depression and some fleeting thoughts with no action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Continued course of meeting with social worker and finding those resources in her life that can help her as well, whether that's friends, family, that kind of thing.
Yeah, especially that she doesn't really talk to anyone. Maybe just continue to have these sessions. At least there's someone that she feels more comfortable than her family and friends. Instead of being like a word to them, she can come to us and just have that space to talk. And that could just be something that's helpful.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All righty.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. That one is